Welcome dear student. This video describes class 9 geography lesson number 9 trade model 2. Before proceeding for module 2, let's take quick recap what we have studied in our lesson number 9 module 1. In the beginning, we took information about the trade. The buying and selling of goods is done to fulfill each other's needs. Those who purchase the goods for their own use are called as a consumer. Producer produce and seller sell the goods. So, the buying and selling of goods and services to fulfill each other's needs is known as trade. Also, we took information about visible trade and invisible trade. Visible trade is buying and selling of goods or the commodities, whereas invisible trade is exchange of services. In the trade, we took information about wholesale trade and retail trade. The process of buying in a large quantity from manufacturers and selling to the retail traders on a larger scale is called as a wholesale trading, whereas the process of buying in a small quantities from wholesalers and selling in a small quantity to the consumers is called as retail trading. Also, we took information about the barter system. Trade is an old concept. In ancient and medieval period, trade was done through the barter system. For example, exchange of goods for other goods. Also, in our previous module, we have studied about the types of trade. Types of trade can be classified into two divisions, such as on the basis of quantity of goods and trade on the basis of extent of trade region. Further, on the basis of quantity of goods, trade can be classified into wholesale trade and retail trade. Whereas on the basis of extent of trade region, trade can be classified into domestic, also known as internal trade, and international trade, also known as external trade. So student, in this module, we are going to take information about international or external trade. So student, in our lesson number 9 trade in module 2, we will concentrate on the meaning of international trade and the export and import, balance of trade, international trade organization, and the role of marketing and advertisement. Now, let's begin our module 2 with international trade. Students, you all know that in our previous module we have studied that trade is an economic activity. The economic life of people is interdependent. None of the region or the country is self-sufficient. So, trade between two regions is very necessary to fulfill the needs of the people. As each region has different geographical condition, each region produces specific commodity. So, when the trade takes place between the different countries is called as international trade. International trade means the exchange of goods and services of one country with the another country. Let's take example to understand international trade. Crude oil is available on a larger scale in Saudi Arabia and in Kuwait. But due to geographic condition, they are lacking behind for the agricultural crops. Agriculture level is not sufficient in this area. They are facing the problem of scarcity of the food grain. To overcome from this problem, they always sell their oil and exchange of that they bring the food grain or food commodities from the other countries. So, in this way, they maintain a balance in a trade. On the other hand, wheat production is carried out on a larger scale in USA and in Canada. So, the excess products are sent to the countries having demand for these goods. This leads to the beginning of international trade. So, please remember that when the international trade takes place between the two countries, it is known as a bilateral trade. Whenever it occurs between more than two countries, it is known as a multilateral trade. Now let's see another classification of international trade. International trade can be classified into two divisions such as bilateral trade and multilateral trade. Let us try to understand both the types of trade with the help of the image. As you can see in this image, the trade is taking place between India and China. So it is called as a bilateral trade. So we can say that when international trade takes place between two countries, it is called as a bilateral trade. Let us try to understand multilateral trade. As you can see in this image, the trade is taking place between more than two countries. So we can call it as a multilateral trade. Therefore, we can say that when trade occurs between more than two countries, it is called multilateral trade. Now, moving ahead with another concept of international trade, that is import and the export. Let us try to understand what is meant by import and the export. Students, you all know that trade is an economic activity. Even economic life of the people is interdependent. You also know that whatever goods or the commodity which we are utilizing in our day-to-day life, it is not necessary all the goods and the commodities are produced in our own geographical boundary. So in this case, as each region has different geographical conditions, each region produces specific commodity. So some other countries are there, they are producing specific commodities on a larger scale. So this scenario leads to the concept of import and the export. Now, let's see what is meant by import. Bringing goods or services from the another countries to our own country. As I told you earlier, as each region has a different geographical condition. Each region produces specific commodities. So, to fulfill the demand of goods and services which are lacking behind or not available in our own region, then in this case, we take from other countries or the region to fulfill our needs and demand. So this is known as the import. Now let's talk about the export. Even some other countries are there. They are producing specific commodities on a larger scale depending on availability of resources which are available in their own region. So they sell their goods and services to the other countries or the region which have a great demand for it. This is called as a export. Now let's see once again what is meant by import and the export. When a countries buy those goods and services which are scarce in their own country from the another country is known as a import. When a country produces excess goods or the services than required, it sells this to other countries which have a great demand for it. This is called export. Now let's take information about balance of trade. The difference between the import and the export values of a country in a specific period is called as a balance of trade. Balance of trade can be classified into three divisions such as unfavorable balance of trade, favorable balance of trade, and balanced trade. Now, let us try to understand unfavorable balance of trade with the help of the diagram. This diagram is given in a geography textbook, page number 70. Let us try to understand what is meant by unfavorable balance of trade. As you can see in this figure, import and export is shown. So student, please remember that if a import of a country is more than the value of export, so it is not a favorable balance of trade. It is called as unfavorable balance of trade. For any country's progress, export value should be more. As you can see in this figure, import is going down whereas export is up. This shows the country is having more import than the export. So such type of trade is called unfavorable balance of trade. So we can say that when the value of import is more, than the value of export, it is called unfavorable balance of trade. Now let's see another type of balance of trade, that is favorable balance of trade, with the help of the diagram. As you can see here, the export is down. It means export value is more, whereas import is up. It means the import value is lesser. So student, please remember that for any country's growth and the development, export plays an important role. So here, export value is more. Now, what happened due to the export? We get more value of a foreign exchange, while due to the import, our money is going outside of the country, which is not good at all for any country. Economic growth and the development. So always export value should be more than the import. So in this figure, export is more and import is less. So we can call this as a favorable balance of trade. As I told you, it is very good for any country to have such type of trade. So we can say that when the value of export is more than the value of import, it is called favorable balance of trade. Now, let us study about balanced balance of trade with the help of the diagram. Student, if you will observe the diagram, you will come to know that the value of export and the value of import are the same. So, in this case, whenever the value of import and the export is the same, it is known as a balance of trade. So, we can say that when the value of export and the value of import is almost the same, it is called as balanced balance of trade. Let's take information about International Trade Organization. Students, you all know that trade is an economic activity. None of the countries are the self-sufficient. Trade plays an important role for the growth and the economic development of particular region or the country. To satisfy their needs or to overcome from the scarcity of the resources, country takes different goods or the commodity from the other countries. So this is known as international trade. Carrying out trade at international level is a more complex process than the domestic trade. Trade takes place between two or more nations. There are some factors like the economy of the country, government policies, markets, laws and judicial system, currency, and the languages influence the trade. For the trade, political relationship also plays an important role. Political relations between the two countries also influence the trade between them. Sometimes the obstacle in the way of trading affect the mutual relationship adversely. To avoid or to overcome from this problem, International Economic and Trade Organization came up to smoothen and to justify the process of trade between countries or different economic standing. Some international economic organizations were found. They plays an important role for the trading. This organization works toward the facilitating and the growth of international trade. It helps for countries to make growth and the development. Now, here we have some economic organization of the world. Let's see what they are. World Trade Organization, European Union, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, South Asian Association for the Regional Cooperation, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, and BRICS. It includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Let's take more information in detail. Now, let's take information about Economic Organization of the World, that is World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization, also known as WTO. World Trade Organization consists of 164 member states and the headquarters is located at Geneva, that is in Switzerland. Let's see about the main aim or the functions of the World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization provide platform for the negotiation in international trade. Here, negotiation means discussion at which people try to decide or to agree. World Trade Organization also formed to handle the differences related to international trade. It also monitor or to look after the policies of the member state. World Trade Organization provide technological assistance and the training for the developing countries. European Union, also known as EU. European Union includes 28 European countries and the headquarters is located at the Brussels, which is situated in Belgium. Let's see the main aim or the functions of the European Union. European Union is formed to establish an integrated market, that is to join and become a part of the market or to become a part of the trade organization. European Union was formed in order to assure free flow of goods and services, that is without any kind of barrier or the interference within the members nation of Europe. Custom duties have been cancelled on exchange of goods within members. For the smooth functioning of the capital, common euro currency was established. Now, the next economic organization of the world is Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, also known as OPEC. It includes total 13 member states and the headquarters is located at Vienna in Austria. Let's see the main functions or the aim of the OPEC. It was formed to control the international trade of crude oil. Crude oil is a pure and natural petroleum oil which is unrefined petroleum oil. It also controls the rates of crude oil production among the member states. It maintained the consensus or agreement in oil export. Now, the next is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, also known as SAARC. It has 8 members and the headquarters is located at Kathmandu in Nepal. Let's see the main aim or the functions of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. It was formed to find satisfactory solution to the common problem faced by the countries in South Asia. It also helped for the growth and the development. It means the SAARC work toward the economic development and increasing the social welfare, raising the standard of living and increasing regional cooperation among the member states. Now, the next economic organization is Association of Southeast Asian Nations. It includes total 10 members. As you can see on the left hand side, the figure shows the 10 members. The headquarters is located at Jakarta, which is in Indonesia. Let's see the aim or the functions of the organization to expand or expanding social and cultural harmony along with the economic growth in Southeast Asia. Also, it promotes regional peace. It also promoting tax waivers for the trade growth in the member state. Now, here we have another economic organization, that is Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. It includes total 21 members, as you can see on the left hand side figure. The headquarters is located at Singapore. Let's see the main functions or the aim of the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. It allows free trade and economic cooperation in the Asia Pacific Ocean region. It also promotes regional and technical cooperation among the members. So it helps for the economic growth and the development. And the last economic organization is BRICS. It includes total 5 members such as Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. The headquarters is located at Shanghai in China. The main aim or the functions of the BRICS, it makes the fund available for the growth of economic of the members. It also enhances the mutual economic cooperation and strengthening the economic securities. Now, moving ahead with the marketing. Student, see your geography textbook, page number 72. Can you tell? Let us try to understand the scenario. With a lot of hard work, Dhondiba used to grow the best varieties of fruits, vegetables and other agricultural commodities. But his product could not able to attract a good price. His college-going son saw this situation and he first packed the commodities nicely after cleaning them neatly. Then he contacted supermarket in the town. Looking at the quality of his product, they advertised the farm product and kept it for the sale in the mall. Today, Dhondipa's commodities are being sold for higher prices than before. So student, through this scenario, you will notice that for any commodities to be accepted in the market and attract a better price, it should have an appropriate presentation. The price of the commodity is determined by its quality, its grading and how it is presented before the customer. Dhondipa's son, who is educated, realized this and took the necessary action in the time, which helped Dhondipa to attract better price. So student, you will notice that for any commodity, the marketing as well as the advertisement plays an important role. Now, let's see about the advertisement. Students, you all are aware about the various advertisements that are coming on the television. Advertisement making the customer feel the need to buy the goods or the commodities, reaching the maximum customer, attracting consumers to the product and making consumers to buy the product are the objectives behind them. Nowadays, through the television and the mass media plays an important role in the field of advertisement. It attracts more and more customers towards its product. Students, you all know that in recent times, information technology and mass media have greatly affected the marketing system. Because of the revolution in the field of information technology, the whole world has become a big market. Through marketing, one can increase business systematically. The production can be distributed all at once on a larger scale. The product can reach a large number of consumers. So, the selling price of the product also increases. Through internet, we can get information about the production taking place in a various countries. These make numerous options available to the consumer. You also know that we as a customer can use various facilities like online trading and e-marketing. Therefore, in today's era, marketing plays an important role in trading system. Now student, let's take quick recap what we have studied so far in lesson number 9, trade. In lesson number 9, trade, in the beginning we have studied about international trade. So, buying and selling of commodity or the goods between two or the more countries is known as international trade. Further, international trade can be classified into import trade and the export trade. In the import trade, we have studied that buying goods and the services from the another countries is known as the import trade. Whereas in the export trade, we have studied that selling goods and the services to the another countries is known as the export trade. Also, we took information about the balance of trade. The difference between the import and the export values of a country in a specific period is called as a balance of trade. Further, we have studied about the classification of balance of trade. So the balance of trade can be classified into three divisions such as unfavorable balance of trade, favorable balance of trade and balanced balance of trade. So in unfavorable balance of trade, we have studied that when the value of imports is more than the value of export, it is called as the unfavorable balance of trade. Then favorable balance of trade, when the values of export is more than the value of import, is known as the favorable balance of trade. Also, we have studied about the balance of trade. So, when the value of export almost equal to the value of import is known as the balance of trade. Then we have studied about some economic organizations of the world such as WTO. WTO is known as the World Trade Organization. It consists of 164 member states. It provides a platform for the negotiation in international trade. World Trade Organization was also formed to handle the differences related to international trade. Then European Union, also known as EU. It includes 28 European countries which form to establish an integrated market. European Union was formed in order to assure free flow of goods and services within members nation of the Europe. Then OPEC. OPEC means Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. It has 13 member states. It was formed to control the international trade of crude oil. Then SARS, South Asian Association for the Regional Cooperation. It has 8 members. It was formed to find satisfactory solution to the common problem faced by the countries in the South Asia. Also, we took information about ASEAN, that is Association of Southeast Asian Nations. It has 10 member states. It was formed to promote regional peace and the economic growth among the Southeast Asian countries. Then APEC, that is Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. It includes 21 member states. It was formed to promote free trade and the economic cooperation in Asia Pacific Ocean region. At the end, we took information about BRICS. BRICS consist of Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. It was formed to make funds available for the growth of economies of the members and strengthening the economic security. And at the end, we have studied about the marketing and the advertisement. The main component of marketing are self-promotion, advertising and distribution. Advertisement making the customers feel the need to buy the products or the commodity on a larger scale. In a recent time, information technology and the media have greatly affected the marketing system deeply.